This is Weird Renegade Witches blog. Hit us up when you want some real motherfucking work done. Of course, go to the Weird Renegade website. Click onto the link of Blogtalkradio. Of course, go to the waywardrenegadewitchesblog.com. And you already know that art is occultism, and occultism is a motherfucking art. And you know Wayward is about that revenge, redemption, and responsibility. And you already know I talk about the one-on-one lessons and the one-on-one monthly lessons, but there's so much shit going on. I'm going to get to that in a minute, but you already know that Weird does that work, and so on. However, monthly lessons will start again next month, but one-on-one lessons as I work with individuals with is different, so you can hit me up with that also. However, I just wanted to do hopefully a quick video, is what I call the Los Angeles fires update. I had to wear my Queen Khalifa, however you guys want to pronounce it. You know I say Khalifa. I have to wear my Queen Khalifa wig, bitch, because they playing with us with Khalifa. I'm going to get to that in a minute. So I got to represent my ancestors. In my comments, I have read something that seemed very masculine. And they were talking about ancestral magic and said I was tripping and saying the ancestors left black people long time ago. And I said, very interesting comment. If it came from a woman, you should know fucking better. If it came from a man, I'm not shocked. Here's what I'm going to say. Men cannot practice ancestral magic. I'm just going to stop playing with y'all and stop trying to cater to your feelings. Fuck it. Men are not supposed to be summoning spirits because it goes into a different realm. Women are supposed to summon spirits to get the right frequency that's needed. When it comes up to ancestral magic, bitch, a man is not supposed to be summoning ancestors, but you can acknowledge them. Meaning you could do an altar, you could do what you do because that is a masculine form. But the woman of the feminine nature is supposed to summon, invoke, evoke, whatever you want to call it, conjure up, whatever, the energy. The reason why black people are fucked up is because we have women, the black woman has given their power, just like the woman that I talked about in the New Testament that was bleeding for 30 years. That's the real energy, 30 years without disease, death, anything, and went and touched the hem of the Jesus garment and gave him her power. That's what we do. So we just keep giving our power knowing we got the blood. Then we go give our blood over to man. Oh, she mad bashing. Fuck you, is what it is. Especially for black women. So when black women stop giving their power away, then that's when things can change. When they stop letting motherfuckers summon shit for them, that's when shit would change. Okay? And I'm going to keep it right there. And that's how much I'm tripping. Anyway, you know I've been in this shit. You guys, I told you, I moved from the Bay to Southern California. You know I've been in this shit. And there's some updates. And again, I had to put on my Khalifa wig. Because I have some fucking questions. And interesting energy. Okay, so let's have a conversation. Apparently, California is hated like a motherfucker around the country. They hate California like they hate motherfucking cancers. And you'll be surprised how many people hate cancers and have a dislike and disdain. They love this going on in California. As a spiritual constituents pointed out to me that Texas is the second economic energies that carry the United States. And I told her, you're absolutely right. California is first, and second is Texas. In the Bay Area alone, from what I know, remember I used to work for the recorder's office, there's a lot of Texans who bought property and corporate entities that bought property in San Francisco alone, California alone, hell, even New York. There's hella corporate entities from Texas. I'm not talking shit about Texas. I told you my family from there, right? Then you wondering why they're going to change Texas into the next Colorado. Do you know how many times I hear from Texans like, we keep saying all these California license plates? They changing the dynamics. Yeah. Huh. You having a whole bunch of California companies moving to Texas. Now you have Zuckerberg. If California companies, if they're not moving to Texas, they're moving to Tennessee. Which changes the economic status of California, which they're trying to recreate a different economic frequencies, right? So you already know I'm a Cancer. I'm going to be all over the place. So just kind of ride with me, right? I was listening to, the dude from Power? Power Book 2? The white boy, wasn't it Gianni or whatever? And he was trying to tell you motherfuckers, it's arson. And some of y'all clowned him, right? But he wasn't lying. Y'all thought he was lying. Niecy Nash went into full Aquarius water, Pisces mode. I said, she's not acting. She's tripping out. And you don't want, I'm going to put the Aquarius to the side. You don't want a fucking Pisces to trip out because it ain't nothing nice. And I said, oh shit. And I had to tap into my water, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? And she was like, they caught the arsonist. And I said, right? I had to go back and talk to my spiritual constituents. I've been leaving them because I told you I have 2 people who got caught up over in that area. And I hit them up and I was like, look, I'm not trying to be rude. I know what's going on. And they said, no. I said, what do you know? Could you clarify? Could you explain to me? What the fuck? One of them is in a hotel. And she said, look, it was an arson. The industry knew what they were doing. Allegedly. We're going to say allegedly for everything because you know I'm crazy. So we're going to say allegedly, right? And she said, go back listen to the Golden Globes. They set everything up for this to happen. And then she said, "Did you read Fox News?" I said, "What?" She said, "Remember in your video, you said, put the Mexican Indians on the shelf?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Look like Fox News looks at you." I said, "What are you talking about?" And so she forwarded me over this. We just talking, I'm being Cancer, right? Fox News host Jesse Waiters decided to blame Native Americans for the California wildfires. Whatever POS. Boycott him and Fox. No, don't boycott him. He's just a white man that explained it in the wrong way. And she said, "Bitch, they looking at you." I said, nothing new. So let me explain it, because he couldn't explain it right. And I don't give a fuck. And I said it in my other video. Every time the Mexican Indians, I said Mexican Indians, which is different from Native Americans, as you people call it, I've noticed every time they go somewhere and do work, mayhem happen. What he's trying to say is, back then, when that George Floyd shit jumped off, the Mexican Indians, your Aztec, your Incas, whatever Mayans, on a low, was stomping their feet and marching in these areas, talking about eat the rich, eat the rich, eat the rich. During the George Floyd Black Lives Matter protests, they asses were spray painting on wall shit. They blame the rich for George Floyd. And he's saying, what type of energy is that? That now shit is toppled and burnt down. What type of impoverished poverty thought process blames rich people for a motherfucking ritual of George Floyd and say, eat the rich? And ever since the pandemic, the energies of luxury, wealth have plummeted. Vegas is crashing because they keep creating these luxury resorts that are not making money. Because these niggas are living as, what's her name? Foxy Red, Glorilla. You got white kids taking their parents' wealth and saying, fuck it. Nah, bitch, I'm a rich bitch. The fuck you talking about? Who wants to be impoverished and live in poverty? The fuck you talking about here? America is built on top of capitalism. Use that spell work. The fuck you talking about? You got niggas running around here talking about the fall of Babylon. Bitch, you crazy. Stop listening to that God of poverty. Get out of the fucking 7 churches of Asia. Stop playing with me. Get the fuck out of 7 churches of Asia, you fucking conscious motherfuckers. You think you saying something. I'm not Babylon. I'm righteous. You ain't righteous. You're poverty. Who wants to live in poverty? Stop playing. He trying to say the Mexican Indians have created a protest of poverty that caused an energy. We're going to say allegedly. So my spiritual constituents pointed that out to me. I said, oh. She said, do you understand you were the first one that said it was arson? She said, you think they don't listen to you? I said, well, bitch, I'm not part of that Illuminati, so don't come knocking at my door. She said, look, you from the Bay, right? I said, yeah. She said, remember back in 2010, the San Bruno pipelines with PG&E? I said, yeah. She said, go back and look at them pictures and compare it to Hawaii and the rest of the world, how they've been bombing and using pipeline frequency to blow up shit. So I went back, right? So she said, go back and look at 2010. So I went back to San Bruno, PG&E, the San Bruno pipeline explosion. Y'all look that up. Go look at the pictures. And she said, it looked very similar, doesn't it? Right? And I'm like, yeah. And I had to verify some information, right? And I'm like, what the fuck? So we have entertainers that's devastated. We have people who are devastated. Then we have fake people who are devastated. When people told me about Kim Whitley, fake ass, allegedly, and her ass really live in Atlanta, allegedly, and said her ass don't live in fucking Southern California, I said, bitch, allegedly. When I started looking at some of the people who are kind of putting themselves out there who have lost things, I said, is this an insurance policy energy? What the fuck is going on? Some people have their insurance canceled and some doesn't. I'm just talking, right? We just having a conversation. It kind of reminds me of San Diego when the floods happened there and they canceled their flood insurance. People are not recognizing again, some regular people lost their fucking lives. They lost their jobs, they lost their businesses, and they lost their homes. Based off of what? Now, Babylon is different from capitalism. That's the difference. Okay? So she kept going on, and she was explaining to me, like, look. And she said, my friends who are in the neighborhood witnessed some things, and they've been trying to tell the media, but they won't listen. That interesting people set these fires, from young white boys to military type motherfuckers, and they're using the homeless as the scapegoats. I said, whoa. And she said the industry wiped us out to bring in a new doctrine. I said, what? And she said, you're going to have to figure it out from there, Miss Spiritualist. So I had received some information which caused me to investigate a little bit more. And my son came into the room and he was like, the Capricorn, he was like, Mom, have you really seen the damage? I said, I seen it, but not seen it. It just so happened I had a spiritual constituents on when he came in. I was talking to them. And I went back and looked. I said, that's a bomb. What the fuck happened? I listened to one report that talked about Malibu. And you have people roaming around Malibu saying this was a hit. I'm listening to the news reporter. He said the homeless encampment caught on fire. I said, homeless encampment? What? What is he? He said it. What the fuck? She explained to me people have been living, of course, in vacant houses, vandalism, even starting fires. She said it's easy for them to blame the homeless because they could just walk up in these hills and do whatsoever. But she said they're not speaking truth. We're going to say allegedly. So I said, fuck, right? So then that means you turn to the firemen and people who are there, who know the what's up. I heard some things and I need to verify some other things. They said they had to let some houses burn. It is true. Because they need to make sure, the pipelines don't explode. But here's something else. Waste management. Meaning, wherever your feces go, with your urine and feces, it is toxic. And it can explode. And they had to make sure that didn't jump off. And I said, pipelines, feces and urine? Power lines? They said they were seeing energies that look like fireworks that purposely was popping fireworks into palm trees to ignite them, to cause embers to spark. Okay. They said people, because my spiritual constituent said this, and other people saying this, they say it's a whole bunch of sleeper cells. And they said the energy that you're feeling are the sleeper cells that they keep having roam around, start fires. It is true. But it's a decoy to what is really going on. I said, okay. They said a sleeper cell is the state of California implementing people have to get rid of their regular vehicles for electrical vehicles. I said, what? She said electrical vehicles explode. peep the shit that went down in Vegas when the Tesla truck exploded. Southern California is full of Teslas and electric vehicles. She said these people have charge stations at their fucking houses that will explode. Electrical fires. Electrical cars explode and cause electrical fires. People's cars sitting in their houses, everything cause electrical fires. And that's another reason to leave your car, as they told people. She said there's sleeper cells of culture of ethnicity of people that as Americans we don't know about. And I'm like, okay. So she said, you wondering how that fire happened? Look at all of that. Pipelines, firework energy, throwing shit up in the damn palm trees, electrical vehicles, sleeper cells, vacant residents, vacant houses. And I said, but all for what? And she said, well, Miss Occultist, you think about it. Then she hung up on my black ass. And then I said, oh. Don't worry, I talked to her later. She just said she wanted me to be in my spirit. I said, okay. And figure it out. I went back to Jacqueline Avant when she was murdered in 2021. Remember that? And they said in so much words, a crazed homeless man did it. Around that time after the pandemic, especially, I'm going to say even further, maybe around 2016, 2015, they started letting out a whole bunch of asylum motherfuckers that were homeless. That any crimes they hired them for, it was always to commit a heinous crime, from murder to attacks. They blamed a homeless man who was a Crip of her murder, right? Okay. Skid Row has always been around. But these are different type of entities that they're hiring to do crimes, right? We need to go back and reevaluate the governor and his shit. Well, whoever shit, who let out certain individuals to commit crimes, right? They talked about even Santa Monica having homeless energies, right? Witnesses keep saying they kept hearing bombs because they're hearing pipe bombs. They're hearing electrical cars exploding and more, allegedly. And I went back and I listened to Gavin Newsom. He's just a pawn. In my opinion, I'm like, there should be a whole bunch of class action lawsuits happening and lawsuits. Furthermore, to you motherfucking haters against California, well, guess what? There's going to be a whole cleanup. And it's going to be a whole cleanup for the next 2 to 4 to 5 years. So that means, you hater bitches from other states, then shouldn't that mean that you bring your asses up here to bed? Since you're talking all this shit, shouldn't you get on that federal shit? I'm just asking questions since I'm just saying. But here's the funny thing. They already got immigrants in place for the cleanup. So wouldn't that take money out of a community of people? White people, black people, Mexicans, everybody. Because they already got their people in place. So you telling me them immigrants that they brought over here, they already had them in place for this because this was already in place? They are ready. And if you don't get a job up here, I think that's a lawsuit. There's something going on. I'm just talking. Money. I said, I don't trust Gavin Newsom one bit. He's just a pawn. But what's very much interesting, what's going on with the Los Angeles mayor? What's her energy? What's her energy? They jacked her ass up at the airport with her handler. They were asking her questions, and she stood there like she didn't know what, she was like retarded. I said, they got that bitch on the MK Ultra. And talk about when you went to Africa, to Ghana. I said, oh, now she's a citizen of Ghana too. But can y'all look at your mayor? Is she okay? Why was she just standing there looking crazy? She wasn't even acting like a politician. I said, oh, they got her under something. She don't know what's going on. Stop asking her questions. Right? And I said, what the fuck is going on here? This is a whole silliness, right? And people keep talking about this girl, Allie Carter. I said, I don't want to hear what the fuck Allie Carter talking about because I don't know what that is with her. I don't know if she's a victim or a foe. I don't know because one minute she's this and next minute she's that. Then they show an LA County board member with a cross upside down as the board is upside down. I said, they just keep playing so many games. Right? Meanwhile, you got people saying it looked like literally somebody nuked it. And I said, okay, pipelines, gas explosions, electrical cars, charge up stations, gasoline, what? Fireworks looking in energies, right? Meanwhile, again, you have law enforcement and the police department talking about, and I had to verify this, that since 2024 through 2020, now 2025, the Santa Ana winds have been abnormally heavy than usual. People are tripping that they have inmates fighting the fire. Well, that falls back into Pope St. Francis talking about the jail system. Not saying they ain't been doing it, but you got Chris Brown talking about commute their sentences. What the fuck are you talking about? This fits what the fuck the Holy Door was talking about. The fifth seal, right? We just talking. I'm just trying to understand shit. They said one of the casualties was an elder, a black elder his name was Rodney Nickerson, and I found it so interesting. Look him up, Rodney Nickerson, and his whole background being a black man. And I'm looking at him, I said, Southern California has so much black wealth, as well as the Bay Area. Black Hollywood is that. Not no fucking Atlanta. Atlanta's fucking Tubi, bitch. This is Black Hollywood. Black people have gained so much wealth in fucking California. It's unbelievable. Then I got suspicious. I'm not being disrespectful. I don't give a fuck who calls me out. I was bothered by his story. And I'm just paraphrasing. They knew their grandfather and father was there in that house, and they talked to him. And they said they was trying to make him leave, and he didn't want to leave. And some of you ignorant niggas would say, well, he wanted to do what he wanted to do. And the granddaughter, I believe, said when they came back, the house was burnt down and he was still in the bed. And I could have swore I heard the journalist or whoever say bones. And the granddaughter went down telling his whole energy. And I said, that's Black history, bitch. We have so much history that they are trying to hide. Then I start tripping. I said, damn, that's a life insurance. He died in a motherfucking fire. Because we wouldn't leave our grandmother or anybody up in the house. I know my brothers, they would have carried whoever about that house. Said, you coming? I said, there's a whole lot of hidden deaths. You could hide a whole lot of bodies in this, allegedly. Kind of like that Rothschild fire. How he had been dead, and then they burnt the house down, allegedly. The fuck is going on here? Insurance policies, cancellation of insurance policies, dead bodies and shit, and arson, explosions. Biden giving emergency money to California for the immigrants, right? And I said to myself, where the fucking Seventh-day Adventists and the Mormons and Scientology and Jehovah's Witnesses and the Catholic Church in this? So that tells me the real witches, Bible witches, got to pray for these people. Okay. I'm just asking questions here, right? Meanwhile, they're erasing the whole culture. Then I had to go back to Babylon. People saying Babylon is falling. And I said to you earlier, Babylon is separate from capitalism. Babylon, Babylonian, but Babylon is feminine women. It is women. is above your pay grade. Take your motherfucking asses back to Revelations, and you will understand what the fuck you're in. There's the movie called The End and the movie called The End of the World. Art imitates life, life imitates art. One talk about rich people and one talk about flames and fire. So let's have a conversation about Revelations. Babylon, Babel, is really about women in our language. We love rich, beauty, and prosperity. Man hates that. You think too much of yourself. Remember Kevin Samuels? You think too much of yourself, bitch. So tell me this. I need to understand this. So what is wrong with wanting wealth, prosperity, and income and being? And striving? Whatever it is. White people have always blamed the Jews for every motherfucking thing, but let's have a conversation of where this is going. Babylon equals Jezebel. That's woman. And when you hear people say Babylon is falling, which is California, you saying woman is falling. All on social media, they've been talking about Calafia, California, Calafia, black woman, black woman, black woman. But did you read how now all of a sudden they saying that it's a folkloric, fictitious story? That Calafia never existed? It's just a myth? Are y'all reading that? You reading how they're switching history, saying that this particular frequency, this ancestral frequency, does not exist anymore? I have never seen that until now. You want to know why? Because they're creating a new doctrine, which is called Kali. In Revelations, you guys better read that shit. And the various seals. You guys are missing all the fucking signs. I understand in different states, they not even showing what the fuck is going on here. But you motherfuckers better understand what the fuck is going on here, because they playing you on the fucking Bible that you niggas don't read. With your consciousness, right? But you quick to say Babylon and righteousness. You ain't got no righteousness because you putting a woman down. And they didn't open up the fifth seal, which is prison and mayhem, underworld. They over here having you niggas under the 7 churches of Asia. You want Babylon to fall so much that you went and put yourself under Hindu, under fucking Asian culture, religion, Buddhism, all of that. And you're not even getting a real fucking Buddhism. So now that you're under, since you motherfuckers talk about Babylon has fallen, well, put your ass under the 7 churches, because that's where you're at. You're under the Alpha and the Omega effect. Man with no woman. Jimmy Carter, and you got Trump sitting up there with fucking Obama. The trumpets, the lampstand, the fire, the holders, the ones who was walking around with the fire, the lampstand, throwing the shit, arson, whatever. I thought y'all was occultists. I thought y'all was conscious. I thought y'all was spiritual. Remember? But the shit is in front of y'all, in your face. You gotta read in between the lines what they doing. Lampstands, motherfucker throwing fire. Arson, 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 arson. They didn't sit up and even planted Job. These fucking famous people, celebrities, they're making them go rock bottom to build them back up again to be great. Like Job, what happened? He lost everything just to get it back again. When man gives it to you, he could fucking take it, huh? That's how I know this is nothing but man. This is not the spirit coming, bearing punishment on fucking California. This is a fucking man coming back in. Okay, now we're just gonna take it. Build you back up, tear you down. Take all your shit. Burn it away. Yes, you're rich. Now we're gonna humble you. And when we humble you, you'll be glad of so much what the fuck we give you. We take everything away from you. I've been through it all. I've been homeless. I've been through 2 fires and a fucking flood, bitch. I know what it is. And when you gain your shit back, you just appreciative. Oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's a cold game and that's a cold psychology. That's why right now they're going through their second death. They have them to their knees. Did y'all see how Kamala was mad? See, that's the real Kamala. I said that's the real Kamala, bitch. I think that's the real one. Cause she had too much attitude. And she was mad as fuck at Obama looking back at his ass. Kamala has attitude problems. I said, I think that's the real Kamala. And you're like, Khalifa Cali doctrines. Okay, let's look at some things. How they playing us with these doctrines. Ghana. Isn't Ghana supposed to be the place of gold? And this is in Revelations. I noticed that the 7 angels who stood before God were each given a trumpet, trump. Another angel who had a gold container for incense came and stood at the altar. This one was given a lot of incense to offer with prayers in God, people on the gold altar in the front lines of the throne. And you telling me, you talking about Hollywood is evil when they're following the Bible? No, we're evil for not following the Bible. Because we got to know what the fuck they're doing. Revelations. When the first angel blew his trumpet, hail and fire mixed with blood, Louisiana, were thrown down to earth, New Orleans, Bourbon Street. A third of the earth, a third of the trees, and a third of all green plants were burned. When the second angel blew his trumpet, something like a great fiery mountain was thrown into the sea, Malibu, Santa Monica, the Hollywood Hills. Shit. fuck y'all? What do y'all pay attention to here? Great fiery mountains was thrown into the sea, a third of sea turned into blood, a third of sea living creatures, animals running, donkeys, people had animals running everywhere, cougars, mountain lions, rabbits, coyotes. You had a sea of animals just walking like it's fucking Noah's Ark. Like, bitch, well, we just trying to get it from the fire. We just walking across the crosswalk, bitch. I said a donkey. Where these people have all these donkeys at? Lambs. What the hell, lambs? You know what lambs is? Goats. When the third angel blew his trumpet, a great star fell from heaven. It was burning like a torch, and it fell on a third of the rivers and third of the springs of water. Do you see how they using this on us? And they're using it on with themselves? And we up here playing? And you talking about Babylon is falling? Babylon is motherfucking woman. That's them changing the scope of fucking California into Cali with a K. They're changing a whole doctrine. They burnt a whole energy and nuked it to bring in something new. They're clearing out the idolization of the whole Jewish, whatever you guys want to call it in Hollywood, and they want to bring in who? The people with the dots on the head. They said the marked on the forehead. So you telling me you niggas up here thinking you listening to a God, but you listen to the God of the mark of the forehead of the new doctrine of the 7 churches of Asia? Then you wondering why the ancestors left you? Because you listen to what the fuck a man is talking about? And they over here trying to change California into a whole different frequency? And you guys are pointing out, yes, that energy of the new smart city? Well, this is it. And all these motherfuckers getting the fuck out of California into Texas because they see what the fuck the real shit is coming. We just donkeys. They telling us you nothing but donkeys. Meanwhile, they fucking with us. See, you guys ain't peeped this shit. They out here fucking with these seals. They keep showing us horses and horses and horses. A white horse, a black horse, a colorful horse, horses. They showed us a white horse. They showed us a black horse. And then the dragon. We over here in the 5th energy of souls killed in judgment. Then they went and they dumping us in the freaking 6th seal. Y'all not peeping that they keep showing us horses? Because they in Revelations. But I'm crazy. I'm going to say allegedly. I don't know what I'm talking about. They playing with us. They're changing a doctrine. Motherfuckers out here, houses are going into foreclosure and shit. Like Beyonce's mamas and all of these shit. They trying to humble these niggas. They up here trying to change doctrines. And you listen to all these niggas talk about Babylon is falling. Babylon is woman, bitch. Stop it. You listening to Brokeback Mountain behavior to have you impoverished, in poverty, and humbled. If you have discernment and fucking righteousness, you will never be broke. You will trust the spirit, no matter where you at. But when you trust man, they humble you down to Job. But when you have the spirit, you can only love the spirit, ride with the spirit, understand the spirit. And some of you be like, the spirit, she sound crazy. Well, I've seen where you at. She crazy, spirit told her shit. That's why you in the 5th and 6th seal. That's why you're going to be burned into a new doctrine. That's why you under the 7th age, the seven churches of Asia, where you should be under Babylon. But it's above your pay grade because you keep listening to men who teach women men ways and men thoughts and processes, but you don't know the spirit. No, we need Hollywood. We need that. And somebody put, oh, because they're taking away the arts. No, you help take away the fucking arts. That's why they're creating that. That's why they're creating the arts as a communal energy. That you gotta be repped by someone. You can't be an artist and be repped because you're a creative artist. So that means you have to come brand new. That means you have to denounce the 7 churches of Asia. That means you have to denounce the new doctrines. See, they wiped out the old doctrines, which is what is the idolization of Hebrew, Jew, and whatever. But you have to understand, under the Hebrew and Jewish energy, Black people can speak in tongues and they can read it. And they wiping your tongue away from you. They're wiping your language. It's not about, that's why they so much on fuck Israel. Da 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 da. Those are hybrids. You gotta tap into the real energies. But y'all can't see that. That's why you guys tapped into the conscious community, tapping you guys into the 7th churches of Asia. I'm not going to beat them to join them. Fuck that shit. I'm over here looking at the churches, the Kojic churches, and all of these people, and they just have plummeted. They ain't shit in the church system. You don't even do work anymore. You guys sit up and listen to fucking gurus. That's how I know a lot of y'all don't have discernment. It's too much above a man's pay grade to have a woman on top of him. It's too much for a man to understand a woman is Babylon. Oh, she got too much. Oh, she can't have too much. Let me get her shit. Bitch, can I live with you? You got too much. You got a job. You got good credit. You got too many shoes. I want it. Then they get to shit, oh, bitch, you act like a child. You think too much of yourself. Well, sir, I got a degree. Fuck your degree. Your degree don't mean shit. I'm this, I'm that. Fuck you. Fuck it, I am Babylon. You should want to be it too. And another energy of the 7 church of Asia shouldn't come in to humble you. Some of y'all got caught up in the conscious community and y'all got caught up in bullshit. I get it. This energy that happened in Southern California, it does not sit well because it is of man. It is not a natural frequency and it is not by the spirit. It is not Babylon falling. It is capitalism restructuring itself into a different doctrine to remove one idol to introduce another idol. I thought about this shit and I was discussing with someone. I said, that bitch ass bitch. And I was talking about the person that I used to live with and used to be on YouTube and shit with, right? I said, that bitch, and I don't give a fuck, and I don't care who says what in comments or who hit me up. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say it like it is. I said, that bitch tried to burn the fucking house down with me and my fucking kids to create a new fucking doctrine and thought that was going to humble me to kiss her fucking ass. And when I looked at her motherfucking shit in that fire that she caused, I said, this bitch here. I knew right then and there was a problem. And then as things rolled out, I said, what the fuck is happening? And I kept resisting what kept trying to pull me into. And what she was trying to pull me into is this doctrine. You disintegrate, you nuke the old to bring in something new, to have a hierarchy over a person. Men are fire. And understand, women, you go and change yourself over and for a man, for his doctrine. When I clearly understood this doctrine, I said, listen, that bitch is lucky I don't beat her ass. I don't give a fuck, allegedly. But I'm not that way anymore. I've really grown up. I don't give a fuck. So you nuke a situation, bring in something new doctrine to create a new frequency. They're nuking your memories. They're getting rid of it. They're getting rid of everything that's you. Everything that you know, everything you studied. Just like they're trying to get rid of Calafia, the real queen of California, and the name, and then give you a new doctrine of Cali. And then tell you that's not real. Do you guys understand? They're going to redo our history and tell us it's not real. And then replace it with something else and say that's real. So they're nuking you. Just like they kicked your black asses out of Hollywood and said, you don't belong here. Go to Atlanta. That's Black Hollywood. But they lied to you all along and they nuked you out of Hollywood, the real Hollywood, where that's where your ass is supposed to be, because there's so much wealth and prosperity in California within our melanin that's been here. The fuck? Y'all gonna have to go to fucking antique stores to have any understanding about arts and customs and cultures and foundation and even the arts of whatever Hollywood will say. But arts. Literally, you're going to have to create a new foundation of energies of old school and redoing it within an underworld. Because this new world want to give us, again, the 7 churches of Asia. They want you underneath that doctrine. Russia is under it. This above y'all pay grade. You're like, what is she talking about? This is all spiritual and occult warfare. This is about control and creating a new doctrine. You guys pointing out these AI or smart cities, that is to control your life. Paris is the sister hack of the fucking AI, whatever they're trying to create, smart cities with this eco bullshit. But it's all to control your life. That's why I said the electric cars and electric whatever charge up stations and all that exploded. They couldn't have y'all drive your cars and you fucking explode in it. With all the electric frequencies going on in the universe, that's above y'all pay grade. The fuck? The fuck games they playing here? That's why I said in my other video, there's some weird shit going on. They on some weird shit. They so busy trying to be dark here and playing so many games. They not trying to tell you we are the underworld. The world is an underworld. No matter where you go, it's the underworld. Because they have opened up the 7 seals. And right now the 5th seal is uprooting itself within the 6th seal. And they're showing you the various horses that are rolling along. Codes they showing you in your face is revelations. They've always lived in revelations. And all they're doing is humbling their children. I'm not under that. I choose not to crawl on my knees anymore. They're gonna have these people crawl on their knees. Talk about, well, I don't feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry for them. Da, 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 da. What are you talking about? You could be in the same state of frequency. But they just rich anyway. You don't know what the fuck they have in their pockets. They're probably in the same state as you. Shit. You don't see how the world is trying to put us under the 7 churches of Asia to have us humbled and impoverished in poverty? I went to Universal Studios. I told y'all for New Year's Eve. I put on my raccoon. I don't give a fuck. And there's a raccoon that goes the arms, shoulders. And then people looking at me like this, like, I don't give a fuck. I'm doing too much. We better start living. Because you're going to get mad when you die. And you look on the other side, you like, what the fuck? They want to keep you high. They don't want you to have any energies. They want to control your mind. They want to control everything. Revelations is nothing but MK Ultra. And they have MK Ultra y'all to believe that Babylon is wrong. Babylon is not wrong. Babylon is woman. Babylon wants you to have money, wealth, and prosperity and income. They want you to live your best. They don't want you under the 7 churches of Asia. And then have a whole list of how many people is going to get under this new doctrine. Millions is going to get under this new doctrine. See, they played us black people to get under this new doctrine. Oh, this bitch don't know what she's talking about. She's always talking about some side shit. We just know this. I'm Jamaican. We talk about Babylon and Jaw. But you better relook at it. Because we see how Jamaica going. Because we see y'all, because we for sure see y'all under the 7 churches of Asia. Ah, she not living righteousness. She's not Rastafari. Well, you guys practice Rastafari all wrong. Conscious committee. This bitch don't know what she's talking about. Of course we don't, because you need to keep your women in line and under polyamorous and polygamy and whatever else. You need them on Tubi. Shit. You need them on them ranches. We need to be kicking the conscious community ass for pulling us up in that shit. That's what happens when you guys don't read shit right and in discernment. The Bible talks about y'all. And we're like, and you guys like, is this bitch, what does she practice? The Bible or what? What the fuck? I'm an occultist. The Bible then told you what the fuck happened. It was an alleged earthquake in the Bay Area. It's been earthquakes ever since this fire been going on. And the 3.5, you don't feel that shit. That's nothing. That's if that. I said, here we go. Revelations, fire, floods, and earthquakes. They gotta top it with that cherry. Anyway, this is Weird Renegade Witches Blog. Hit us up when you want some real motherfucking work done.